Welcome to the fascinating journey through the history of South Sudan. This region, located in the heart of Africa, has a rich and complex past shaped by diverse cultures, ancient kingdoms, and modern struggles. Today, South Sudan stands as the world's youngest nation, but its story stretches back thousands of years. In this video, we'll explore the key events, influential people, and cultural shifts that have defined South Sudan's path. Let's begin by setting the stage with an overview of its geography and early inhabitants, providing context for the remarkable history that follows. Long before modern borders were drawn, South Sudan was home to a variety of ethnic groups and tribes. Archaeological evidence suggests that people have lived in this region for thousands of years, relying on the Nile and its tributaries for sustenance. The Nilotic peoples such as the Dinka, Nuer, and Shilluk are among the oldest inhabitants, developing unique languages, customs, and social structures. Their deep connection to the land and water shaped their way of life, influencing everything from agriculture to spiritual beliefs. These early societies laid the foundation for South Sudan's enduring cultural diversity. Centuries passed, powerful kingdoms emerged in what is now South Sudan. The Shilluk kingdom, for example, became renowned for its centralized leadership and elaborate rituals. These kingdoms fostered trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange with neighboring regions. Oral traditions, music, and dance played a central role in preserving history and transmitting values across generations. The legacy of these ancient kingdoms can still be seen today in South Sudan's vibrant cultural festivals and traditional leadership structures, which continue to influence community life and identity. From the medieval period onward, South Sudan experienced the arrival of new religious influences. Islam spread from the north while Christian missionaries arrived from the south and west in the 19th century. These faiths brought new ideas, education, and social changes, sometimes blending with local beliefs and sometimes causing tension. The interplay of traditional religions, Islam and Christianity, has shaped South Sudan's spiritual landscape, contributing to its unique religious diversity and sometimes fueling conflict and cooperation alike. Late 19th and early 20th centuries brought European colonial powers to the region. The Anglo-Egyptian Condominium, established in 1899, placed Sudan under joint British and Egyptian rule. South Sudan, with its distinct cultures and geography, was often marginalized and administered separately from the north. Colonial policies disrupted traditional societies, introduced new administrative systems, and set the stage for future tension. The legacy of colonialism is still felt today, influencing political boundaries and social dynamics. As the 20th century progressed, South Sudanese communities began to resist colonial rule and northern domination. The struggle for independence was marked by political activism, uprisings, and the formation of liberation movements. The First Sudanese Civil War erupted in 1955, even before Sudan's independence from Britain and Egypt in 1956. This conflict highlighted deep divisions between the North and South, rooted in cultural, religious, and economic differences. The seeds of South Sudan's quest for self-determination were firmly planted during this era. After years of conflict, the Addis Ababa Agreement was signed in 1972, bringing a temporary peace between the North and South. This accord granted South Sudan a measure of autonomy and ended the First Civil War. However, the peace was fragile and many underlying issues remained unresolved. The agreement's failure to address key grievances would eventually lead to renewed conflict, but for a time it offered hope for a more inclusive and peaceful future. Despite the Addis Ababa Agreement, tensions soon resurfaced. In 1983, the Sudanese government revoked the South's autonomy, sparking the Second Sudanese Civil War. This brutal conflict lasted over 2 decades, causing immense suffering and displacement. Rebel groups, most notably the Sudan People's Liberation Army (SPLA), fought for greater rights and independence. The war devastated communities, but also strengthened the resolve of South Sudanese people to determine their own future. 2005, after years of negotiation and international pressure, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement (CPA) was signed. This landmark deal ended the Second Civil War and laid the groundwork for South Sudan's independence. The CPA established a power-sharing government, promised a referendum on southern independence, and aimed to address long-standing grievances. While challenges remained, the agreement marked a turning point, offering a path toward peace and self-rule. Following the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, South Sudan prepared for a historic referendum. In January 2011, millions of South Sudanese voted overwhelmingly in favor of independence. The results reflected a deep desire for self-determination and an end to decades of conflict. On July 9, 2011, South Sudan officially became the world's newest country, celebrated with joy and hope across the nation. This moment marked the culmination of generations of struggle and aspiration. Independence brought new opportunities, but also significant challenges. South Sudan faced the daunting task of building a nation from scratch, with limited infrastructure, widespread poverty, and deep social divisions. The government worked to establish institutions, provide basic services, and foster unity among diverse communities. Despite the optimism, the country's fragile foundations made progress difficult, and tensions soon began to surface. December 2013, political rivalry between President Salva Kiir and former Vice President Riek Machar escalated into violent conflict. The fighting quickly spread along ethnic lines, leading to a devastating civil war. Communities were torn apart and millions were displaced. The conflict exposed deep-rooted issues of governance, identity, and resource distribution, challenging the very foundations of the young nation. Civil war triggered a severe humanitarian crisis. Food shortages, disease outbreaks, and mass displacement placed immense strain on communities and aid organizations. International agencies rushed to provide relief, but insecurity and logistical challenges made their work difficult. Despite these hardships, the resilience of South Sudanese people shone through, as families and communities supported one another in the face of adversity. Multiple peace talks and agreements have been attempted to end the conflict. In 2015, a peace agreement was signed, but implementation proved challenging. Ceasefires were repeatedly broken and trust between rival factions remained low. Nevertheless, regional and international actors continued to push for dialogue, recognizing that lasting peace was essential for South Sudan's future. 2018, a revitalized peace agreement brought renewed hope for stability. Key leaders agreed to form a transitional government and share power, aiming to end years of violence. While challenges persisted, the agreement marked a significant step toward reconciliation and rebuilding. The process of healing and nation-building remains ongoing, with the support of regional partners and the international community. South Sudan's economy faces significant hurdles. Oil is the main source of revenue, but production has been disrupted by conflict and infrastructure challenges. Many people rely on subsistence farming and unemployment remains high. Inflation and currency instability have made daily life difficult for ordinary citizens. Despite these obstacles, efforts are underway to diversify the economy and attract investment. Education is a key priority for South Sudan's future. Years of conflict have disrupted schooling, leaving many children without access to quality education. However, communities and organizations are working to rebuild schools and promote learning. Young people represent hope for the nation, and investing in their education is seen as vital for long-term peace and development. Access to healthcare remains limited in many parts of South Sudan. Years of conflict have damaged hospitals and clinics, and shortages of medicine and trained staff are common. International aid organizations play a crucial role in providing medical services, but long-term solutions require investment in infrastructure and training. Improving healthcare is essential for the well-being and development of the population. Women in South Sudan have played vital roles in their communities, often as peacebuilders and caregivers. Despite facing significant challenges, including gender-based violence and limited opportunities, women are increasingly advocating for their rights and participating in public life. Empowering women is seen as key to achieving lasting peace and social progress in the country. South Sudan's cultural heritage is rich and diverse, reflecting the traditions of its many ethnic groups. Music, dance, storytelling, and art are central to community life, serving as expressions of identity and resilience. Festivals and ceremonies celebrate important milestones and foster unity. Preserving and promoting cultural heritage is an important part of nation building and healing. South Sudan is blessed with a stunning natural environment, including the vast Sud wetlands, savannas, and forests. The Nile River is a lifeline for many communities, providing water, transportation, and fertile land. Wildlife is abundant, and conservation efforts are underway to protect endangered species and habitats. The environment is both a source of livelihood and a symbol of national pride. South Sudan is home to more than 60 ethnic groups, each with its own language, customs, and history. The largest groups include the Dinka, Nuer, and Shilluk, but many smaller communities also contribute to the nation's rich tapestry. Ethnic diversity is a source of strength, but it has also been a factor in conflict. Building unity while respecting diversity remains a central challenge for the country. Traditional leaders, such as chiefs and elders, continue to play important roles in South Sudanese society. They mediate disputes, uphold customs, and provide guidance to their communities. While modern government structures have been introduced, traditional leadership remains a respected and influential force, especially in rural areas. South Sudanese diaspora has played a significant role in supporting the country's development. Many fled conflict and now live abroad, sending remittances and advocating for peace. Diaspora communities help maintain cultural ties and contribute skills and resources to rebuilding efforts. Their involvement is a testament to the enduring bonds of identity and solidarity. Media and communication are vital for informing citizens and promoting dialogue. Radio is the most widely used medium, reaching remote communities with news and educational programs. Social media is also growing in importance, especially among youth. Access to reliable information is crucial for democracy and development, but challenges such as censorship and limited infrastructure persist. Building infrastructure is a major priority for South Sudan. Roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals are needed to connect communities and support growth. Conflict and limited resources have slowed progress, but ongoing projects aim to improve transportation, education, and healthcare. Infrastructure development is key to unlocking the country's potential and improving quality of life. South Sudan's foreign relations are shaped by its history and strategic location. The country maintains ties with neighboring states, regional organizations, and international partners. Diplomatic efforts focus on securing peace, attracting investment, and addressing humanitarian needs. International support has been crucial in times of crisis, but South Sudan also seeks to assert its sovereignty on the global stage. Oil is South Sudan's most valuable natural resource, accounting for the majority of government revenue. However, dependence on oil has made the economy vulnerable to price fluctuations and conflict. Efforts are underway to manage resources more sustainably and invest in other sectors, such as agriculture and tourism, to create a more balanced and resilient economy. Agriculture is the backbone of life for most South Sudanese. Farming and livestock herding provide food and income for millions. However, conflict, climate change, and lack of infrastructure have made agriculture challenging. Programs to improve seeds, tools, and training are helping communities increase productivity and food security, supporting recovery and growth. South Sudan's climate is characterized by wet and dry seasons, with rainfall patterns shaping agriculture and daily life. Climate change poses new risks, including droughts and floods, which threaten food security and livelihoods. Environmental protection and adaptation strategies are increasingly important for the country's future resilience. Sports play a significant role in uniting young people and promoting national pride. Football, basketball, and athletics are popular, with South Sudanese athletes gaining recognition internationally. Sports programs also foster teamwork, discipline, and hope for a brighter future, helping youth overcome the challenges of conflict and displacement. Artistic expression is thriving in South Sudan despite adversity. Visual arts, music, and literature provide outlets for creativity and healing. Artists use their work to tell stories, raise awareness, and inspire change. Art is a powerful tool for building identity and fostering dialogue across communities. Religion remains a central part of life in South Sudan. Christianity is the dominant faith, but traditional beliefs and Islam are also practiced. Religious leaders often play important roles in peace-building and community support. The coexistence of different faiths reflects the country's diversity and resilience. Music and dance are integral to South Sudanese culture, used to celebrate, mourn, and communicate. Traditional instruments and rhythms are passed down through generations, while contemporary artists blend old and new styles. Performances bring people together, strengthening bonds and expressing shared experiences. South Sudanese cuisine reflects the country's agricultural roots and ethnic diversity. Staple foods include sorghum, maize, and fish, often prepared with local spices and shared in communal meals. Food is more than sustenance, it's a way to connect with family and celebrate cultural identity. Daily life is shaped by traditions, resilience, and a strong sense of community. Festivals and celebrations are important occasions for South Sudanese communities. They mark religious holidays, harvests, and national milestones, bringing people together in joy and reflection. Music, dance, and colorful attire are central to these events, which reinforce cultural identity and foster unity. Traditional clothing in South Sudan varies by ethnic group, with distinctive patterns, colors, and styles. Beaded jewelry, woven fabrics, and animal skins are commonly used. Clothing is often worn during ceremonies and special occasions, symbolizing identity and heritage. Modern influences are also seen, blending tradition with contemporary fashion. South Sudan is linguistically diverse with over 60 languages spoken. English is the official language, but Arabic and many indigenous languages are widely used. Language is a key marker of identity and a means of preserving culture. Efforts to promote multilingual education aim to foster inclusion and understanding among different communities. Conflict and economic hardship have forced millions of South Sudanese to flee their homes. Many live as refugees in neighboring countries or as internally displaced persons. Migration has shaped family structures, livelihoods, and community ties. Despite these challenges, displaced people continue to contribute to society and hope for a safe return home. Empowering youth is critical for South Sudan's future. Young people make up the majority of the population and are eager to contribute to peace and development. Programs focusing on education, skills training, and leadership are helping youth realize their potential and drive positive change in their communities. South Sudan has faced immense challenges from war and poverty to displacement and disease, yet the resilience of its people is remarkable. Communities come together to support one another, rebuild, and hope for a better future. This spirit of perseverance is a defining feature of South Sudan's history and identity. Looking ahead, South Sudan's vision is one of peace, unity, and development. Leaders and citizens alike are working to overcome divisions, build strong institutions, and create opportunities for all. The journey is ongoing, but the determination to achieve a brighter future remains strong. With continued effort and support, South Sudan can realize its potential. The history of South Sudan offers important lessons about resilience, identity, and the pursuit of justice. Understanding the past helps inform the present and guide future decisions. By learning from both triumphs and setbacks, South Sudanese people continue to shape their nation's story with courage and hope. South Sudan's story is connected to the wider world through migration, trade, and diplomacy. The country's challenges and achievements resonate beyond its borders, reminding us of our shared humanity. International partnerships and solidarity are essential for supporting South Sudan's journey toward peace and prosperity. South Sudan's history is a testament to the strength and resilience of its people. From ancient kingdoms to modern nationhood, the journey has been marked by struggle, hope, and determination. As the country continues to face challenges, its people remain committed to building a peaceful and prosperous future. The story of South Sudan is still being written, shaped by the dreams and efforts of its citizens every day.